So I had one kid reach out and he sent me a couple clips that he had made. And he said, hey, you just had a daughter. I know you're busy. I know you don't have a lot of time. So to help you, I made a couple clips, enjoy. And I looked at them like, they're really well done. And then I'm like, appreciate it. Thank you, whatever else. And he comes back and he says, by the way, if you want this to become a regular thing, I can do it for like a nominal fee. And I was like, okay, smart.
Well played.
Well played.
Value first. Value first.
How did you get that idea? He said, I learned it on Hustler University. I said, this bro learned something from that.
Bro.
He learned a hustle from Hustler's University. He proactively made some clips, had some context to make it in a way that I can relate to it. And I said, bro, I don't want it. I don't want to pay you, but somebody will.
Somebody will, yeah.
And this is a great idea. Yeah.
Good for him.
Good for him. Seriously, good for him.
I think that's really, I listened to a couple of clips that were giving an overview of what his Hustler University was about. And they were generally negative because I think that's the overall theme, and that's what gets the clicks, and that's what makes sense. But at the end of the day, regardless of the professionalism or the polish that was lacking in Hustler University, I look at Andrew Tate as less of what he says and more of the model.
Correct.
Right? Like, if you look at the meta level of what Andrew Tate's done, he is a man, like every other man, who doesn't stop. He has a particular message. Focus is good, so he doesn't stop. He focuses. He doesn't quit. And he models the hard work ethic, which, as you well know as an entrepreneur, the hard work ethic will get you pretty much everywhere you need to be, as long as you don't stop hustling or start working. Now, I think some of his advice is a little colored and a little maybe off tangent and maybe not always contextually relative to the audience. But at the end of the day, if you look at a man and the man won't stop and the man won't go away and the man keeps growing and the man keeps going, it's pretty much the calling of man anyway.
And I would argue that he may be the best communicator in the world today. I can't think of one person that communicates his message more clearly, more succinctly, and relates to his audience better than he does.
It's interesting you say that. My first inclination was my gut wanted me to disagree, but at the same point, the numbers don't lie. He's covered a lot of ground. He's covered the global audience. And when you say it's succinct and short and it's right on, yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, it's not, he doesn't speak with sophistication. I think he has sophistication back there, and I think he pulls back on that because he knows that might dilute his message, and so he goes to the uber simple, right? The uber clear. It's like work hard. It's like, okay, say less. That's what we need to do, right?
And I mean, who out there can capture an audience right now like he can? If he gets out of jail, the first podcast he ever does will be the most listened to podcast in the history of the world.
Could be Joe Rogan beating for sure.
For sure. I'm going to say his first podcast out of jail, 100 million views.
Easy.
Easy.
And everyone wants to know what happened.
And that will clip to another 1 or 2 billion views. Because once it gets cut up and reshared and shared, billion, 2 billion, 3 billion, 10 billion, who knows?
Well, yeah, all the social commentators are gonna clip it, and they're gonna do half-hour shows on a 2-minute clip.
Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna get massive for sure.
If he does an hour, 2 hours, maybe he'll go rant style and go 5 hours like he did with PBD. Who knows?
That would be good.
That thing will generate content, endless content for the rest of the time.
I think we'll probably need to talk about it at some level.
And I'm sure if he gets out.
So